the second point Tunde gave, which on one sense you can argue it, Newcastle not necessarily being as good as PSG. I think Newcastle is actually much more. I don't know if you've even watched all the games today, respectfully, but if you look at Newcastle, okay, I watched PSG game against Liverpool, and you're right. Sorry, they actually balled in Anfield, but if I'm being fair, they balled better in the first leg they lost. So that Vitinha guy
in Anfield.
No, they balled. I think they played better in Parc de France. That Vitinha guy probably should be the best midfielder this year. That Vitinha guy, so good, absolute baller, control the game,
Possibly.
making chances, cleaning up everybody's mistake. Everything is good. But then again, you come to Newcastle, they have 3 of Vitinhas. Guimaraes does the same thing. Tonali does the same thing. And maybe Joelinton, I can't argue for it. But
Joelinton.
Yeah, but Guimaraes and Tonali, absolute baller. Vitinha doesn't go forward to make to score, to shoot. It's like that very traditional CM, which is very beautiful to watch, knowing how football is changing. But Newcastle, they technically have Vitinha in 2 forms. Like I said, their defense is good. Where I will give Newcastle, PSG their credit is, number one, the football they play. Again, sustainability. Why I'm mentioning this because I just read an article. Not only is the coach, which was the main reason they brought him, Enrique, not only has he balanced the way they play, the football they play is very much like if anyone was to come in, he would just continue what they're doing. Karastavelia or Karastavelia. He's coming, slotted him well. I even think he's been better than he was in Newcastle in just the 4-7 games I've seen of him this year.
Napoli.
I'm sorry, Napoli. My bad. But that's how balanced their team is. And so it's a joy to see teams like that, Newcastle and PSG, play against Liverpool and really open their blushes. I don't think PSG, in terms of quality of player, maybe they're just a bit better. Obviously, PSG premium player, but the gameplay, the way the players are playing the game,
Surely,
I think Newcastle and PSG
quality of players is arguable. Dembele is the only player there. Okay, Dembele and Kvaratskhelia, then you have Isak, who is arguably on their level.
I think Tonali is
actually they don't have a superstar in PSG anymore.
Tonali is a Champions League player. Bruno Guimaraes is a Champions League player. They are very
player for player. If you're going player for player, it's very arguable on the quality that PSG actually.
I don't want to need to demean. I know he has given Newcastle their credit, but from the way I'm listening to things, he's still trying to make it seem as though it might have just been a fluke day. No, it wasn't a fluke. If Arsenal was in this boat of Liverpool, Tunde, not only would he be smiling right now, he would. No. He has not. He doesn't need to say it's a fluke. He doesn't. I know Tunde well. He doesn't need to say it's a fluke. He's just putting that extra.
Harry, calm down. The sweetest thing today. So David, the sweetest thing today is this: we have tried to be civil and leave Arsenal out of it. But for some reason, we keep operating next year. But when Arsenal into this, it's one Chelsea.
Why? Sorry, guys. Let me say something. And I'm not throwing shit at Arsenal or anything. I just want to say that it is. So the thing is, we have to be careful the way we throw around words to put words around teams and say, oh, because this team is doing this, oh, they are not a big team. Last season, anybody came out and said, oh, the way Bologna, the way they are playing, oh, they are going to do this, they are going to do that. Bologna did not win. I think they only won 1 game in the Champions League. Just 1.
But you can't use Bologna because you can argue they lost key players.
See,
they lost the coach.
They lost the coach.
Like I said, It's part of the team. Did you know? We were just talking of Tonali. Is Tonali not a key player to Milan? Did you not lose him? Did you not move on? You lose player. The game of football is so player go, player come. All this one place in lose player, one place in buy player. I don't care. It's none of my business. There's a reason why you
Give
have
me a
scouts.
business when you're talking about the team.
So when we are talking about what I'm saying is, my point exactly is
Yep.
PSG is on their level, and let us not be disrespectful by saying PSG and Newcastle, they are not on the same level. Let us see until they meet, because these things always look on paper. We are not talking on paper. Now you said Bitia. Did you see the silent work that Fabian was doing in the team? You think Fabian is a small boy of yesterday? Fabian is a grown player. I hope you know. Fabian is a matured player. Tell me one person that's in
Vitinha was the
Newcastle.
star of the midfield. Vitinha
I'm
was
not
the
saying
star
it's
of the
not the start.
midfield.
I'm not saying it's not the start of the midfield. It's just the same way. How many of us appreciated Busquets? How many of us?
I still don't appreciate Busquets, so let me get out. I don't appreciate Busquets. Let me get out.
But do you know Busquets is one of the best midfielders of his time?
Nothing
He's one of
go
the
away. I
best
don't like
midfielders. So at the end of the day, yes, Vitinha even grew. Vitinha of 2 seasons ago, would you have been saying this thing that you're saying now? Fabian has been playing at that level for a long time. You understand? But all of a sudden, Evitia performed, and everybody said, I'm not, like I said, I'm not taking anything away, but let us just put a balance around things. And now, lastly, everyone was saying, oh, their defense is almost the same thing. In the league, the Liverpool defense that they are abusing, that they are doing mistakes up and down, they've only considered, I think, 25 goals. The
That's what he
Newcastle
was
defense that
saying.
you are praising, relax, the Newcastle defense that you are praising has considered 38 goals. So at the end of the day, let us really know exactly, because if we know that if it's by start, we should not be using start, because there are some things that start will not do justice to, and we have to be sincere with ourselves.
And that's what he said. And that's what he said. The mistakes that Van Dijk and Konate have been making, he keeps asking the questions as to why teams have don't capitalize on them.
Because
So,
they quickly
so,
recover now.
so, so the fact that no, it's not. That's not that. Personally, I don't think that. I'll tell you one thing. I think is the reason. The reason is this. One reason I think might be responsible for this is that when a team comes to play Liverpool, because Liverpool is Liverpool, they actually a bit conservative. They don't go at Liverpool. The thing is, these teams that are beating Liverpool like this, hold on. The teams that have actually beaten Liverpool like this, the PSG and the Newcastle, you see that they actually really go at Liverpool and they rattle Liverpool. You will see the highlights, you see the games looking like Liverpool doesn't have the chances. Whereas majority of the teams in the league are not going to go at Liverpool. So when these people make mistakes, they are not there to capitalize on it.
Good.
But if you're playing against Newcastle, it's Newcastle.
Good.
Okay, all of us are at the
Bro,
same level. All of
I
us
bro,
are the
really,
bro,
I,
that
team.
is bro,
Not them. So if you make one mistake, capitalize on it.
see, like I said, that is part of what makes you a big team. You think Madrid just won 17 Champions League, or how many is it, 15, by just see the fact that you're playing Madrid alone is 2-0. They're only leading you by 2-0. It's just Madrid. They are leading you by 2-0. As Arsenal is now, Arsenal is only 2 goals down. We're not even on the field yet. They're only 2 goals down.
Okay.
No, and
Let's move on from
that's on the lighter note.
let's move
However, no,
on.
no, but before we go, the thing is, this thing you guys are saying is also banking on, is it the quality of the other teams in EPL that cannot cap? Because if you are saying Newcastle is a big team, oh, Arsenal is a big team, oh, Chelsea is a big team, oh, Aston Villa is a big team, but then they are scared to take on, because how do you score goals? It's by mistakes of other teams. If you cannot take advantage of the mistakes of other teams, if there are so many mistakes and people are not taking advantage of that mistake, then there's a problem with the other team, the other club. It has nothing to do with Liverpool. If you make mistakes and people cannot
That's
capitalize on your
and
mistakes,
that
it's
is
their own
what
fault.
and that is what and that is why I'm going to argue that the fact that Liverpool has conceded less than Newcastle is not a good indicator that Liverpool's
is it
defense
better?
are not making
Good.
mistakes. That's the
But
point I
but
was
but,
making. Because
but he
you've
brought
used,
out
as you
stats.
said, no,
No, he
as you
brought out
said,
stats, and I'm also he
start.
brought out statistics, and I'm also
Start
bringing
don't
out
show you
statistics
everything.
to tell you. Listen, That's what I'm saying. Exactly. So
Yeah,
if you look it by
but
stats, there are a lot of things that we have said on this podcast today that are not true.
so
If you want to be sincere with ourselves.
so when I even started the talk, I actually did not even start. So I'll call PSG starting defenders Hakimi, Beraldo, Pacho, and Nuno Mendes, which you actually said was not particularly top class in a sense, and he did the job. On the other hand, Newcastle defense, Newcastle defense, I'll call Newcastle
I'm
defense.
born.
Yep,
Trippier,
they've got
I'm
they've
I'm
got
born. Fabian
Botman.
Schär. Did Botman play that game? Because Botman has been injured for a long time.
no, Sven Botman was injured. Yeah,
Let me see who played that game.
so for
Botman has been injured. Because Botman is supposed to be their best defender, but he's not been at it for a little while.
yeah, just
So the
one minute.
lineup
Can
with
I
defense that
okay,
played them.
let me ask a question. Let me
Wait,
ask a
wait,
question.
wait, 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 wait.
Are you guys listening?
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
No.
I'm
While you're
listening.
looking for your
Yeah,
data, let me ask you. Is Nottingham Forest a top team?
No, Nottingham Forest have been doing very well this season. They've been on it this season, but to call Nottingham Forest a big team is going to be a very big mistake.
you don't.
What position
It's
is
going to be
Nottingham Forest in
premature.
the
Nottingham
league?
Forest is
Let me not say
second.
very
They are
big
they
mistake.
are they
It's
are
going to be
Wait,
third.
premature.
wait now. Wait,
They are third.
they are third on
Yes,
the
they are
table.
third.
Let's
They
continue.
are doing very
Let's continue.
well, and everybody. And I
Let's
will tell
continue.
you this:
And they have the highest
Nottingham
clean
Forest
sheet.
is arguably the story of this season.
Yeah.
No, they're arguably the story of this season. Before a ball was kicked this season, nobody thought Nottingham Forest was going to finish seventh. Let's not even talk about competing for Champions League places. And everybody that said Nottingham Forest will finish 12th or 11th would have had would have been considered okay. You have considered a good prediction. So Nottingham Forest has achieved this season. They've worked well. They've built the team. So and we said, let's face it, it's not the first time we are seeing things like this. Aston Villa finishing top four last season. One thing that makes that less of a story than this is because we know that the coach in Aston Villa
Was quite
has
good.
pedigree.
Sorry, just one quick one. Let me let
Yeah,
me
so
let me review what Sunday said. So if you put Newcastle in French league, I'm looking at the French league stats there and data. If you put Newcastle in French league, Newcastle will be sitting almost exactly where PSG is sitting right now.
almost
Because
exactly top of
almost
the league with
exactly
how
where.
many points difference. You sure about that?
So
Actually,
yeah,
it's arguable. But that being
I'm
said,
looking at the
something we can
players
never.
players rating. I'm looking at their games. The so PSG can arguably win all their games in French league. If you were to put Newcastle and their quality they possess now, you're muted. You're muted. You're
No, you're
muted.
muted. Let me unmute him.
Michelle, please, we need to try this out. Let us not just gloss over it. What is your
You wait.
yardstick?
What you all
What's
need
your
to do is stop fighting. Stop fighting.
No, we're not fighting. We're not
One
fighting
love.
now. No. This is not fight. What is your yardstick for
All right.
placing? What's your yardstick for
Yeah,
placing
it's not a
a
fair.
team that has 68 points with a team that has 47 points, and say if you put 47 points in beside 68 points, they will be in the same. I'm confused
All
because
right.
I'm looking at it
All
now.
right. Yeah, I'm equally looking at it.
Newcastle has 47 points,
So instead of
while PSG has
good,
68
good. So
points.
when I said that, I was quick to also say I'm not looking at the
And
point.
68 points, relax. 28 points after 26 games. 68 points after 26 games, while the other has 47 points after 29 games. So make it make sense to me.
Okay.
And don't tell me
Okay.
player rating because
That's
this
what
will
I'm
not do
looking at.
justice.
That's what I'm look. That's why I said when I said it,
Why we
because
so that's the thing.
if
Why
no, look at it. Let's look at it this way. If PSG and their team rating is at a certain level, and then Newcastle has a lower point, but their players rating, which I'm looking at, is very comparable, then you can argue if PSG Newcastle were playing Reims, Auxerre, Angers, Le Havre, they would equally be somewhere close to
But
the
we
top
can also we
four.
can also we can also say that if PSG plays Liverpool that's topping the league, like the so-called very big league, every week in, week out, they will continue to win the EPL every
That's
season.
not true.
True or
They
false?
lost one leg.
Because the way they
No,
play
no, no, no.
Liverpool,
You see,
they played,
where
relax,
you
relax,
just
they
put
played
yourself in the
Liverpool.
corner.
So
Liverpool
let
won
us
them one leg.
okay. No, let me ask you. Let us look at the rating of the first leg. Even with the fact that Liverpool won the league, we won that match. Look at the rating because you were using rating, right? We are comparing the rating of the two teams. Even the match that Liverpool won. Look at the rating of the two teams. Which one was better? Be sincere. Which one was
PSG
better?
was.
So by your rating now, it means PSG is if PSG gets into the EPL, they'll probably be ahead of Liverpool.
Okay, so you're using one game. I'm looking at their players' rating across the season, their season. Now,
See,
by the way, Arsenal
let me
has trashed
let me
PSG, so we can still bring
let me
a team
let me
from
shock you.
England. Arsenal
Let me
trashed
give you
PSG,
another
so I'm
shocking.
not saying PSG would not be
Relax,
Newcastle.
relax now.
Newcastle are actually
No,
moving around
relax.
the top.
No,
So PSG
I
and
agree
Newcastle
with you.
are not so different.
See,
That's
I
just
agree
where
with
I'm
you.
going
I'm
to with
just
this.
trying to tell you that if you are putting your analogy, if you want to put it, throw it around. Man City that actually schooled everybody in the
That's not
Premier
that
League
easy.
for almost 5 years. Man City that schooled everybody in Premier League for almost 5 years could not go past Madrid for how many seasons in the Champions League. But you will come out and say, "Oh, Madrid is playing Osasuna. Osasuna will beat Madrid in the same weekend before they will go and play that Man City. Osasuna will beat them. See, when you look at leagues, you forget something about leagues. In the league, there's a mutual understanding. If the way Como will play Inter Milan is not the way Arsenal will play Inter Milan, it's different. They are two different games. The approach that the way Inter will approach Como or Bologna or Sassuolo is not the way Inter will approach Arsenal or Man City or Liverpool. They are two different
Okay,
games entirely. So
I
comparing
see
it and making it coming down on the likes of
this.
Rennes, bro.
All
Don't
right.
talk about those teams. So those teams will beat a lot of other teams in the EPL as well. It's not it's not
No,
it's
no,
not
no,
it's not
no,
a
no,
one
no,
two.
no, 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 no.
It doesn't work like that.
I won't
No,
agree that. Newcastle
It doesn't work like that.
Newcastle beat 75% of the
stop
teams
whining.
in France. Newcastle beat 75% of the team in France, if not 85.
Make it 80%.
Yeah,
And even
that's what
80%. All these
You know
different
what?
I don't
teams.
know
And then the
what
first
Tunde
place
is
Tunde,
starts
arguing
from
here.
you go to
Newcastle
them.
will
What are
beat.
people
I'm
doing?
looking
I
at
Stop
their
don't
whining
know.
this
season
now.
ratings
Tunde, I don't know what
across
you're arguing.
all
Tunde,
the games.
No,
wait,
no.
hold on. Tunde, I want to ask you
It's okay.
something.
You
I
know
want to
what?
ask you something. Tunde, I
Today
want to
in
ask
the
you
Alright.
Premier
something.
League
I want to ask you
International.
something. Wait, no,
Yeah.
wait, I want to ask Tunde something. I want to ask Tunde something. So, Tunde, going by your weird, because it is weird.
It's
Just in
really
case nobody is,
weird.
let me tell you
The
first.
comparison is
Yeah.
weird.
Weird.
I want to hear. I want to hear. Yeah.
Going by your weird analogy, it's going to follow that Celtic in the Scottish Premier League is supposed to be better than most of the teams in English Premier League because
How?
they have 75 points out of 30 games. They are sitting top of their league. So if you put them
No,
in the
no, no,
Premier
no,
League
no, no.
after
So
30 games, they don't-
I'm surprised now that you are making it about me when it was Henry that came and said a team
I know.
with the points that they have.
The point I'm trying to make.
Sunday,
I'm not done.
I'm
Tunde, I'm
telling
not
you,
done.
hold on.
Tunde, I'm not
because
done.
Michelle,
because
I'm
look,
trying to.
let
Tunde,
me.
I'm trying to point something out to you.
So
Henry, wait, Henry, let me finish my point. Let me hear
all
what
right.
I'm saying. What Henry was trying to say, I could understand. It's simple. It's about the quality of the league, which we know. Since we've been watching football, all of us here know the quality of the leagues, the various leagues. We know that English league and La Liga, that two of them are the top leagues. We know that every other league in Europe is below them in terms of quality. So a team like Newcastle is pushing it. It's a stretch, but not much of a stretch. Not too much of a stretch to think that if Newcastle is put in the Ligue1, they will be right there, first, second, third at most. It's not much of a stretch.
it's not even a stretch.
But now you took the fact that they have 48 points.
Good.
They have 48 points
Oh
after
my
how many
God.
games? No. See, it's not this thing. So mind you, I do understand that it is not a fair comparison because it's one that will never be able to objectively defend. Objective, when I say
This
objectively,
conversation is just the
football is
same conversation we used
level.
to have when they will say, "Oh, Messi is not a good player until he goes to play in one particular league, bro."
Yeah,
Everybody, you are good in your own way. Trust me. See, who could believe that Lille will beat Madrid in the Champions League? Who could believe? No, sincerely, myself
nobody
and
will
you, who
believe.
could believe?
And
Who
but
could
that being
believe that
said,
a guy in
that
Milan,
being
a
said,
guy in
hold on.
Milan could
That
beat
being said, it's
Madrid?
still better than Madrid. That being said, it's
No,
still better than
no,
Madrid.
and that is the point. That's what I'm saying. See, you are making the approach of the league is different
If
from the see when you are playing a team back to back in a league, there's an understanding. There's a reason why Nottingham Forest will continue to hold Liverpool to ransom, but Liverpool will go and beat Inter tomorrow. Why? Is Nottingham Forest better than Inter Milan? No, it doesn't. So I'm trying to make you guys understand. It's not a 1+1 team. It's not
Inamdi,
because this person can beat
Inamdi,
this
you're
team.
just here for
Because
Inamdi, you're just here for
that is the
vibes.
way you guys. That is the way you guys are making it sound. You're making it sound like, oh, because this one can beat this one. Once you get into a league, there's a different approach to the whole thing entirely. And I'm telling you because I have seen the same Inter Milan that has considered just one goal in the Champions League, just one goal in the whole of the Champions League, has considered.
Tournament football is different from league football, and tournament
So
football
is
is
it?
one off.
Is
So you come here, you can lose one off and you're out of it, which is why we are here talking about
Bro, the
Liverpool
way
coming.
the approach of the UEFA Champions League this season is more of a league format and not a tournament. Don't make it sound. Don't say it was a league format now. True or false?
Finish the league format, they entered knockout stages. It's not still normal tournament. This thing that
Yeah,
Liverpool
but
went
they
out.
made it a league format that everybody could play each other. It wasn't the function of the way that you do it before that they just put 4 people and it was just 4 people. They made it. You have to play almost everybody. True or false? That's league format
Yeah,
now.
they made
It's
it league
different
format
from
of
the
this
other
thing.
one now. And because they
Yes,
made the league
I
format is
know
the reason
the
why
group
a lot
stage.
of teams could even make it into this stick that they are today. Normally, if they to beat the previous stage, we won't be talking about Aston Villa now. Who is Aston Villa? Aston Villa won't get to where they got to. It's because it's a league format.
Really,
It's the reason why the
really,
team they even cried out
are you
of the
sure?
approach. Yes,
Hold on, you're
yes.
sure? So hold on. Do you
Are you
believe?
telling me?
So you're telling me
Boss, wait,
you believe that
boss,
Aston
wait.
Villa would have been able to get out of the group when
So are
on
you
the
telling
evidence
me?
of the play?
Are you telling me? Are you telling me if they put Aston Villa? Listen, they put Aston Villa, Barcelona, PSG,
Mm.
Bayern in the same group. Aston Villa will get out of that group.
And
So let's
let
start.
me tell
Let's
you
start.
something.
Let's start.
First of all,
Actually, let me
why
let
Just
me
finish your
let me let me let me
Relax,
clear
relax.
it.
Answer my
Let me
allow
question
clear it.
Nnamdi to
first.
tell you.
Actually, let me clear it.
no, they will not get
You're
out
not
of
going to
that
have
group. And
those
what I want
four
to say is
teams.
that group will never exist
God bless you.
because
It will never
Bayern Munich
exist.
and
God
Exactly.
bless you.
PSG and this
That's
other first
exactly
they
what
won't
I
be
Aston
in the
wanted
Villa
to
same
say.
group.
can be
It's
across
the
a
same.
top three team.
Yes, they will not
It's
be
the
in the
same
same
way.
group.
What are you on about?
It's the same way Newcastle going to French League will never exist. So let us not do that comparison. Let us move on. Everybody have their quality. They are playing their best in their own league. Leave
That's
it.
true.
Let's move on.
Hold on. No. See the
It's not
point
fair.
you're
It's not
making.
fair. It's not fair on rent, on
It's
leads.
not.
These guys are playing. They are playing.
It's not
Marseille,
true.
they are playing good
Tunde,
football. Let us not
Tunde,
make it look
Tunde,
like, oh, these guys they
Tunde,
just play. They just it's a walkover.
life is not.
Alpha.
Life is not. Okay. Tunde, can I ask you something? Do you believe
Okay,
that?
fine.
Do you believe that if Mbappe decided to play out the rest of his career in PSG, he would have ever won world's best in a year that is not a World Cup or Euro year that they win that tournament?
If they win the Champions League, why not?
In just
If they
one
win the Champions
Champions
League,
League,
why not?
You
yes.
believe?
Why not?
Hold on.
Yes.
Yes.
You believe that if he stayed in PSG all
It
his
doesn't
career,
matter. Even if
If
he's
he had
playing in
won
Lille
Champions League, yes.
and they won Champions League, he will win it.
That I agree with, because whether you like it or not, even like that was why to me the tractions on Mbappe when he came to Madrid sounded like nonsense to me, because I knew that kind of person has been performing at a high level since he was a child. If you had won, imagine if you won the Champions League when they lost to Bayern. It's game over now. You
okay.
would have
So
easily.
that year they got to the final. He was in PSG, was he not?
That's the Bayern one. That's the Bayern one. That's the
Thank you.
Bayern one.
So the what was his position in world best ranking, Ballon d'Or ranking?
He was still top 10 now. What are you saying? He was still in the
And we
top
all
10
know
now.
why.
Oh, but now,
Because there's a
if he was
see with
wait
Messi
now,
and Ronaldo, nobody could have gotten that thing. There's no way.
Ah,
It's hard. Yes, now you know this thing now. It's hard.
this still not the reason
now the
why
point
Rodri
I'm
went
making,
down one.
because I'm here and I know for a fact that it has been it's popular news. It's news everywhere that Mbappe being in PSG has been hurting his chances of winning the Ballon d'Or.
How?
We know this. Being in
How?
French league has been hurting
How?
his chances to win the
No,
Ballon
no,
d'Or
no.
or
It
being in
has.
real
See
contention to win it.
the fact that he made the finals. See, some people all they just need is just to make finals. I don't understand. You
See,
guys are making it
that's
look
why I'm
like
asking. That's why I'm asking you. When he even got to
yes,
the finals, the fact that he did not win it,
yes,
the
yes.
fact that the final, you should be first three, you should be top five or top three. You should be second or third.
Wait, but wait. So the second and displace Ronaldo I don't understand how they place Messi because I'm lost.
Who won it? Who won it that year? Who won it that year?
I can't
I don't.
remember.
I don't know. Somebody
Only
remind me.
if I
Who
check.
won it that year? Because I don't think it's even Messi and
I
Ronaldo.
think that was the
From
year.
Ronaldo.
I think that was the year. I think that was the year that
None of them
nobody
won the
won.
Champions League. So if you think you're going to Champions League,
But,
not everybody is
but the thing is,
No, that
do
was the
you
year that
think
they cancelled it.
but do you think if they had done it that year, they would have given it to Mbappe? Or they would have given it to
what?
any it should have still been Ronaldo and Messi. The thing was rolling around Ronaldo and Messi. Even when Ronaldo didn't play well, they gave it to Ronaldo. When Messi didn't play well, they gave it to
Hold on.
Messi.
Hold on. What's his name?
Let's look at
Nnamdi.
this thing.
You're right. I remember that Lewandowski was supposed to win it, but they cancelled it, and that's because they won the Champions League. Abi, so what?
No,
Since they don't see
they just
competition with
cancelled it
Mbappe,
for no sensible reason.
don't
But
mind the people. I know why they cancelled it because
I'm
Messi and
not.
Ronaldo were not in contention. That's why they cancelled. That's why
Which
because Messi is not
then
in
Messi
contention.
went it. Why did
That's
Messi
why they
went in
cancelled it.
2021? These are the issues. Why okay, Benzema went in
So
2022, that's fair.
that's why Ballon d'Or to me
Why
is
did
just a
Messi went in
popularity
2023?
political
Rubbish.
contest.
Okay, Rodri was
Anyways,
that's fair.
so
That's fair, but
Tunde and Henry, I would like to thank both of you
yes.
on our return after our brief hiatus. Both of you have reminded me what I've been missing. Weird, weird comparisons. And to back up with good sounding analysis. So, that is going to be our time for today. We have actually derailed. It was energetic. I actually enjoyed it.
Proper
All
derailing.
of you are, I'm sorry I have to use this language, but all of you are mad. It's okay. It's part of the reason. All of you. For our viewers out there, you have to forgive us. We're actually not like this in public. We're actually like this in private. But these boys have decided that they're actually going to misbehave today. It's all right. Okay, on that note, we'll have to leave it here till next time.
Yep.
Have a nice one.